Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Yvette Quale. I like to create craft tutorials for beadwork, junk journaling, paper crafting, and more. And in today's video, I am going to show you some of the items that I will be listing in my Etsy shop here shortly. And if they're not already in there, some of them are. So we're going to get into it. I've got some beaded dangles. I've got some over-the-top page decorations, and then I have a little bit of a journal kit here. So I'm going to set this aside for now. We'll look at that in just a moment. And then here I have an envelope, and it is on the outside, not decorated on the front, although I did do a little bit of decorating with some music paper and a wax seal that I made. And then inside here you'll see that I have 4 what I call over-the-top journal cards. So the idea of these is that let's say this is a page in your journal. You would take this and open it up and put it over the page like this, and it's nice because it lays flat. You can put a paper clip on there if you want, but I have found that it has a little bit of weight to it, and because I made the back a little bit longer, then it just pretty much stays on the page. So you could put a little decorative paper clip on there and have it stick out the top of the journal, which would be really cute. And then this is a paint chip that I've layered up with a little bit of lace and vintage floral catalog picture. And then this is a wax seal that I made. And then inside, as you can see, I have covered that in the back of that also in coffee dyed paper, and then the whole thing is just made out of coffee dyed paper, so it gives you lots of space for journaling. And each one of these is a little bit different, and well, this one has a hummingbird on it, this one has a bee on there, and then this one has a mushroom. So you get all 4 of the over-the-top journal page journaling cards, and then they come in this envelope. So those will be in my Etsy shop. I'll put a link to my shop in the description box. Let's go ahead and look at the next item here. So this is a journal kit. There is no journal in this, but the idea is you make the journal, and then these are the elements that you can add to the journal. So here I have some vintage buttons in a little bag here, and there are 20 buttons in there of various kinds. Some are mother of pearl, some are plastic, some are glass. So you get that little combination there. And then this is an image on the little dangle here, and it has a bulb pin on it. So let me take that off. And the idea of this, I put it on this card so that it could slide in under the belly band, or under the the closure. So there's some beaded dangles on the bottom, and then the image here is a little mirror, as you can see, with a little lady in there, and that's just going to be on cardstock. The image is from Mindful Image Mixed Media, and she offered the kit up to some of us in a group, and I volunteered to make something out of it. So that's what I came up with. I have a string here from my sari silk. And then the next thing here is the sari silk tie, which I will cut those strings off now that I know they're there. And then I left the cover of this little ephemera holder blank so that you can do with it what you want. So this is a cardstock ephemera holder, and as you can see, there are several pages in here, so we'll get into that. So let's open that up, and in the front here you'll see I have a little pocket on the side here, and a couple of little journal cards in there, of course by coffee dyed paper on the back. I'm having trouble with my words today. And then here I have a couple of journal cards. This is from a cardstock kit that I had, so I went ahead and decorated those up, and then these are paper clipped together here, so they come apart. And any of the stitching on there is all of my little hand doodling around there. Let's put those back in here. Then over here we have some more. I have a double pocket here, and then I have little journal cards in there as well. And I just decorated them up as I felt like. So you could use these as tags, you could use them as journal cards, you could glue them down, use them as pockets, so there's lots of possibilities. In the top here you'll see that I have a pocket in the top of this, and in that pocket is a little sheet that has 8 little wax seals that I've made, and they all have a rose theme on there. So that's just, they're just double stick tape on there stuck down, so you can take those off and use those as you like. I have had people ask how I adhere my wax seals, and I use fabric tack glue, which is this stuff here, and I just use that, and it has worked really well. I have found that you need to kind of weight it down and not move it around, but it does work. Here I have another double pocket, and then I have some tags in here. Again, all of these are backed with coffee dyed or tea dyed paper. Put that back in. And then over here I have an image, and you guys might have saw this in my prior video, but I thought it went so well with the little cover that I made. So this is again an image from Mindful Image Mixed Media, and then I did some beadwork around the edge here, all the way around. I did some little dots inside. So this was also a mirror, and a mirror image from the kit, and I cut it out so that it was just more like a frame. And then I've made that into a little journal spot with a paper clip on it. So the idea is that paper clips to the top of the journal page. So that comes with your little kit here. And then the last item that is part of this set is the journal cover. So this will fit the cover of a 6x9. This is about 5x7, and it'll fit nicely on the cover of your journal. So on the back here I did finish it off, but you could put some, what I've done before is put a little strip all the way around of some chipboard, and that kind of gives it some dimension, so this will kind of float on top. You could also do that and leave the top open or the side so that you have a pocket on the journal cover. And there's a little bit of trim down here at the bottom, as you can see. So that's all one little kit. Comes all together, all those pieces. And then the last thing that I have to show you, let me clear all this out so I have room, are my beaded tassels. I've been busy making some beaded tassels, so we'll go through each one here. This one has a vintage glass bead at the top there, and then it has some vintage glass accent beads and also some metal beads on the bottom there. So there's that one. And then there's this one, which has a glass bead accent with two, is a focal bead and then 2 accent beads. And then all of the dangles there have accents with glass, vintage glass beads. So our next one, most of these, I won't say it again, most of them have vintage glass beads on them, so if they don't, I'll let you know. Again, this one has a focal bead there at the top, and then on this one, each one of the dangles has that vintage glass little leaf on the bottom of it. This one's a little bit different. It's a little kitty at the top there, and then it goes down, and we have our accent beads, and those again are all vintage. And yeah, I think he's really cute. And then this one, I did have a request to have green and pink, so I did make some of those. And this one has a glass, as you can see, accent bead there, or focal bead at the top, and then pearls and glass accent beads and seed beads for the dangle. The next one here is very similar colors, has a faceted bead here as the focal bead. This bead here is a vintage bead, and it's like a sugar coated. It's really textured when you feel that. And then again, it's got some glass leaves on there that are vintage. This one is a handmade polymer clay bead at the top as your focal bead, and then lots of pretty spring colors in this one, as you can see. A little bit of bling as we go. The next one I have here is this green one, and that has a clear handmade glass bead at the top, and then you'll see little flecks of color in there. That is little glass chips that have been put in there. And then all the, well, not all, but these beads here that you see, these are vintage beads off of a necklace that I repurposed, and I just thought that they went really nice with the colors in that bead. So there's that one. This one has a little rose at the top. It's like a resin, or maybe it's glass, I'm not sure. And then again, with all the pretty spring colors and all the little accent beads at the bottom, this is a really fun one. Okay, the next one here has a copper enamel bead at the top. This is a handmade bead. And then vintage beads here. This is the last bead that I have like this, and I really like that one. Came on a necklace, had about 10 on there, and I've used them all. This one is a little mermaid. She's so cute. And red and gold themed. And again, vintage beads on there. And she's also a little vintage bead there. And this one is a handmade glass bead at the top, and it's very textured. These are little bumps on there. And then, as you can see, I've got metal beads, glass beads, and those pretty glass leaves on there. So there we have our tassels, and we have our little journal set over here with the pretty ladies, and the sari silk that I'm going to cut the string off of. And then the, sorry about that, don't ask what that was, over here with the little over-the-top journal cards. So I hope you guys check out my shop. I'll be uploading the rest of these. I have most of them in the shop now, but I'll be uploading the rest of them this afternoon. I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks so much for watching.